cookie video. Lots of cookies today. Now, I know you people give me a hard time. You say I should be drinking milk or something like that, and I agree, but all I have is a bubbly. Now, I'll tell you, I enjoy milk. I put it on my cereal, I put it in my coffee. I eat too much ice cream. But when it comes to just drinking milk, cookies are a good way to do it, that's for sure. But I just didn't have to have any today, so kind of have to settle for a bubbly. So I got 4 different kinds of cookies here. And aside from sampling these delicious cookies, my daughter got married a while ago, as you know, so I'm going to talk a bit about that. So let's start with some of these delicious cookies. First of all, allow me to make a spectacle of myself. So we got these Truffet cookies. There they are. See? Now, I'm not sure what the ingredients are. Got lots of different stuff in here. Oh, look what I found. A magnifying glass. Wow, that's pretty cool. I use this for my coin collecting. Yeah, well, just calories 150. That's for 4 cookies. Wow. Holy guacamole. Now it says right here the ingredients. Well, sugar, there's a surprise. Caramelized sugar, vegetable oil, hydrogenated peanuts, oil from vegetable oil from hydrogenated peanuts. Yeah, the usual cocoa rice starch, cocoa butter, starch, blah blah blah, milk powder. Okay, let's crack this open here. I'll try not to be too noisy. Now these were really expensive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are almost $1 a piece, if you can believe that. So they better be good. I don't know why they're so expensive. It's ridiculous. They got like a little coconutty texture. Look how tiny they are. Wow. Those are delicious. I thought it'd be hard and crunchy, like with a biscuit in there. This kind of reminds me of a Mars bar or something. Wow. That's amazing. Oh, my mistake. It's double layered, so there's 14 there. These are fantastic. The texture is amazing. Now this one has chocolate. I thought the first one had a different filling. I was really expecting like a biscuit base to it. Texture's amazing. Those are exceptionally good. Doesn't come in an awfully fancy box. But very good cookies. Bet you can't have just one. The very, very bottom has a layer of chocolate. That's the little crunch you hear. Those are really good. I need a drink. Okay. And these would be a bit chewier. Oops. Let's see what it says here. You know, I got the magnifying glass. You almost need a microscope to see this. Well, enriched wheat flour, milk, chocolate, sugar, cocoa sugar, of course, cocoa butter, skim milk powder, chocolate liqueur, butter oil. Yeah, just different types of sugar, vegetable oil, coconut, dried whole egg. I don't see any macadamia nuts here. Pecans, walnuts, cashews, almonds. Oh, macadamia nuts. Yeah, okay, missed those. They're there. Well, let's have another one. One of them broke in half. That's a good cookie. I think they could do better with the packaging, because the packaging, I mean, I was expecting like a softer, chewier cookie, but they're not stale, but they're not really fresh tasting either. When I saw that bag, I was expecting something better. Kind of dry and crumbly. Wouldn't call that a great cookie. That packaging gave me the impression of a nice, fresh, homemade cookie. Nice and chewy. Not bad, but it's not the type of cookie we think, oh man, I gotta have another one. You know, I thought the first one was enough, really. These ones, I could eat those all day. Those first ones are delicious. Wow. Makes me thirsty. Oh, it's been hot lately. You know, we cooled off there for a while. We had some rain, but back to the hot temperatures again. I've said about 4 different kinds that I saw there. I got the impression they were like a more of a homemade type thing, less preservatives, that kind of stuff. So butter, wheat flour, milk, chocolate, coconut, oh no, sorry, cocoa, milk ingredients, vanilla, salt, yeah, cornstarch. You know, I mean, some cookies have endless ingredients. These cookies don't have that many. Now they're called shorts. I'm assuming it's going to be like a shortbread. I could be wrong. It does taste like a shortbread. But I'm not crazy about them. Honestly, it tastes like the butter was a little old by the time they used it. Not real crazy about it. Once again, when I saw that packaging, it looked like something would have been made on one of the local islands or something, you know. Because we get a lot of that around here. There's a lot of local. I'm surrounded by smaller islands, and a lot of them have kind of like a lot of what you might call, you know, back to earth people or hippies or whatever, right? I'm not labeling. I'm just trying to paint a picture. And believe it or not, some of the best coffee around here comes from Salt Spring Island, and we get chocolate from Denman Island, you know. Some really good stuff is produced in these small islands, and it creates a wonderful image because you see this. First of all, I like to support the Gulf Islands because it's local. I like to do that. But when you see that, you think, hey, wow, this is cool, you know. You're expecting something that's kind of, you know, back to earth, you know, very few preservatives and that sort of thing, and something very fresh and homemade. And in most cases, that is the case. You pay a bit more for it, but that's understandable. I was expecting it with this. Okay, now, for some reason, the second one tastes better. Maybe I've gotten used to it. Well, yeah. I do confess, without my glasses on, I don't see that well. And the lighting here is not the best either. It's actually not that light here. Yeah, buttery bite-sized shortbread cookies. No artificial colors, flavors, or added preservatives. And I saw that with the ingredients. That's pretty much the truth, you know. Okay, now this is something that's been around for eons. There's all different types of companies that make the same wafer type cookie. And not only that, but there's chocolate ones and strawberry ones, and, you know, that kind of stuff. Oops. Okay. So we've all seen these before. You know what? I bought these, and just in the drive home, my car was very hot. Just in the drive home, I noticed these ones here felt kind of soft and chewy, and these are kind of starting to slide apart because of the heat. My car is very hot. So let's have a look at the ingredients. I should turn some lights on. sugar and malt extract, coconut oil, wheat flour, whey powder, skim milk. You have different types of flour and spices and hazelnuts. Yeah, if you have a problem with certain types of nuts, you really got to read the ingredients. Oh wow, this is good. This is different than your usual wafer cookie. That has a really nice flavor to it. Wow. Just says vanilla. Well, very good. So anyways, oh, the cream center is really nice. I have to say, I've had tons of these cookies used to buy them at work. I like these since I was a kid. Like I said, they've had the chocolate, strawberry ones, vanilla. The flavor in here, the actual icing in there, is softer. This is one of the best ones I've had. These ones actually taste different. And the biscuit is much better too. Now, so my daughter's wedding was a huge success. It was on August the 2nd. I couldn't believe how fast it came up. I remember her and I took off for her birthday in February, where she was talking about the wedding. She hadn't set a date and blah, blah, blah. And that seemed like, well, looking back, it seems like yesterday, but at the time, I'm gonna wipe my hands off here. At the time, it seemed a long ways off. And I remember it was like, 3 months away, 2 months away, then it was 1 month away, then it was like a few weeks away. And Linda and I were chipping in and helping when we could. Brianna's mother, my ex, did an amazing job. Her and Brianna worked together. Of course, Brianna doesn't know that much about, planning a wedding, and, my ex, I helped her a lot. And it was just absolutely wonderful. Almost brought a tear to my eye. It's every father's dream to walk his daughter down the aisle. And when Brianna was born in 1990, I remember all the ladies at work were saying, well, Mark, one of these days you'll be walking that little girl down the aisle. And I thought, it's light years away. I couldn't believe it when it actually happened. The walk, it was an outdoor wedding, held in the backyard of my ex. And it's funny because she lives right across the street from where Linda and I live. So the wedding was held outside, and Linda and I had worked really hard with my ex to, pull all these weeds up in this little secret garden area and clean things up and, help out when we could and how we could. Every time I bite this, the cream kind of gushes out a bit. I like that. It's very nice. So, we're doing a lot of planning for it. And Brianna had stored her wedding dress, at our place. There's no room at her mom's house or her place. And we had a special place in the closet with a sheet underneath it, so it wouldn't touch anything. And I even closed all the windows when I cut the lawn, so nothing would come in the windows. And I was as nervous as a cat about that dress, for fear something would happen to it, but nothing did. already set up for the reception area. And right after that, my son, my youngest boy, he's so funny. He waits till the last minute to buy his suit. So there's this place in town called Moore's, and they're like the go-to place for suits, for tuxedos or whatever, either to rent or buy. That's where I bought mine, but I bought mine like around June, you know. So my son Colin waits till the night before the wedding. And so right after the rehearsal, I went down to the suit store there, the menswear, and he was already there trying some on, and I thought at that last minute he wouldn't be able to find anything. I thought that had him looking like a scarecrow. Because when I got my suit, they had to do alterations and all that. And I thought, oh man, you have to buy something off the rack. It's going to look terrible. Well, he picked out this suit, a sort of blue plaid suit, and he looked absolutely fantastic. It fit him like a glove. He changed the vest for something a little bit longer because it was kind of creeping up on him, so he got a vest a little bit longer. The suit jacket fit good. He changed the shirt size, I think, once at the last minute. Well, he picked out a tie. At the last minute, he changed the shoe color. And he kind of got this sort of reddish-brown tie, these reddish-brown shoes, and they just matched perfectly. He was actually voted best dressed by all of the women there at the wedding, but it was just so funny because right at the last minute, he's picking out this suit, and I thought, oh my gosh, you know, they're going to have him looking like I said, like a scarecrow or something. He looked great. He's absolutely fantastic. That's so funny. I think, well, him and I both paid about $1,000 for these suits, and he was talking about that movie Scarface, and he was saying in that movie that those guys back then were buying $1,000 suits, which, yet that's nothing nowadays, right? You know, it's like, that's par for the course. Unless you're buying Armani, then it's probably a lot more than that, but. Okay, these would be fantastic if I put them in the fridge and cool them off a bit. Oh, these are good. Oh. It's like a chocolate bar. The texture's amazing. So anyways, the morning of the wedding, all the bridesmaids and best men came over to our house, and they're all getting changed there because there's no room at the ex's place. And everybody's getting changed. And beautiful, gorgeous day. The photographer came over, had pictures of Brianna getting dressed and her mom zipping her up and stuff like that, and putting on her jewelry, and oh, she looked beautiful. And then our yard, thanks to Linda, it's actually Linda's doing. She's the gardener. The yard is just amazing. Beautiful fish pond out front, and nice benches, all these cement benches, and they got a lot of pictures out there. A lot. The photographer was very professional, very professional. You know, my friends, I've known a lot of people who have gotten wedding photos, and they've gotten a photographer, and they've been so disappointed in their pictures. Starting back in the 70s, my sister, her and her husband were very disappointed in their pictures. They had a friend take their pictures, and he seemed to know what he's doing, but they weren't very good at all. And then there was some other friends of ours, about, I don't know, around 2005, 6, they got married in Victoria, and they had a friend, they were in the photography club because they're both into photography. He's really good. My buddy, he's really good. His wife passed away now, but they were in the photography club, so they got a friend of theirs from the club to shoot pictures, thinking he'd be really lady shows up. She's about 5 feet tall, and she has a camera with a lens about 3.5 feet long. Look funny. This little lady packing on this big long lens. And they are very disappointed. My mom's 90th birthday, my niece hired a photographer. Never did see the pictures, not sure what happened. So who knows, right? So anyways, my daughter hired a photographer, and it was a lot of money for this company. They do very professional work. And when she told me the price, I thought, you gotta be kidding. And it was in the thousands. But I thought, okay. She wanted good pictures. And you know what? This lady who was doing it was strictly pro all the way. And she didn't take hundreds of pictures. She had to have taken thousands. So she took a whole swag of pictures at the house. Then they went down to the beach. Heron Beach. Blue Heron Beach. Just the bride and groom took pictures down there. Then they came back and the wedding started at 2:30 and they took pictures all through the wedding. A bunch of family pictures, you know. Me and my kids, me and my daughter, me and my boys, all of us together, my ex-wife, Linda and myself, you know. And the only thing is I haven't seen the pictures yet, but she really didn't know what she was doing. So I reserve my judgment to actually see the pictures. You know, it's like hearing about a great restaurant until you've actually eaten there. How do you know, right? So anyways, the day of the wedding, everybody's getting changed at our place. It was time to go across the street. Everybody was there except Brianna and myself. And I drove her over there. Like I said, it's across the street. We kind of had to go around the corner to the front of the house. And I wasn't going to ever walk anywhere in her wedding dress, in her heels, or whatever. Pulled in the front yard very discreetly, snuck in this little side door. Nobody saw us. It was perfect. She wanted to make her entrance the right way. So when the time came, you know, the bridesmaids, all that, all went down, then the little flower girl, the ring bearer. And then everybody stood up and they started playing. Here comes the bride. It was just me and Brianna left. Brianna and I. And we walked from the outside. We were inside the house, kind of walked out onto the patio and down a couple steps and started walking up. And all these beautiful white chairs are there, and that archway, and all the people stood up, they were facing us. And they're all looking at Brianna, of course. Beautiful day. There's not a father in the world that doesn't dream of walking his little girl down the aisle. And that was about 75 feet. I wish it had been 75 miles. I could have just kept on walking. It was just such a proud moment. And then the photographer told us the night before that when we get to, as soon as where the chairs are, as soon as we get there, just stop. And she'll take about 5 or 6 pictures real quick. And she did. Then we just kept on going. Got to the altar, gave my little girl a hug and told her I loved her. And I hugged her husband, fiance at the time. And went and sat down. My mother was there. She was the oldest person. She was 98. It was a beautiful reception. My daughter and her husband are very much into gaming. My daughter's favorite game is Zelda. So the whole theme of the wedding was Zelda. It was all about Zelda these Zelda characters, and the wedding cake was actually cupcakes with different Zelda characters, and I don't know much about the game, but she had it all set up right, and I wish she was here now. She could tell you more about it, but the whole theme was Zelda, and it was just really phenomenal. It was really, really good. But I'll have one of these shortbreads here. Reminds me of Christmas. But the ceremony was performed by somebody that they knew, and he knew them. And so it was very personal. It wasn't like a total stranger. I mean, the person who performed my wedding ceremony with my ex was a complete stranger. I met a lot of her friends, and interestingly, there was 3 people that told me that they watch my channel. That really surprised me. So my daughter must have told them about it, because the odds of 3 people at this wedding knowing about my channel is pretty slim, unless my daughter had mentioned it to them. But when we walked down the aisle, just before I handed my daughter over, I said, "I love you, sweetie," and she said, "I love you too, Dad." Like I said, then I gave her a hug and hugged the groom, and it was a beautiful moment. Really nice. And the food was really good. Very good food. Just wonderful. So, of all these cookies, I'm rating these the best. There's a lot of quality and care when making those. The texture is amazing, the flavor is amazing. They were kind of pricey, like I said, about $7 for those. But this is the tiny little thing, perfect for coffee or tea. I think they'd be best served not at room temperature, but just slightly chilled. Because I mean, it's quite warm in here, but it's kind of starting to melt a little bit. After that, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, for these wafers, we've all had these wafers before, but of all the wafers I've ever had, these are probably some of the nicer ones. They have like a real authentic flavor to them, and the cream is more creamier, so it's just some kind of a fondant type thing or whatever. Very good. So, okay, so number 1 for sure. As far as, I'd say number 2, number 3, and number 4. So I'd put these at number 2. Just these average wafers, but those are good. Number 3. Like I said, I was expecting something fresher. These, wasn't overly crazy about them. I really wasn't. You know, it's funny. The 2 cookies with the simplest packaging, where it looks just like some everyday thing. They go, "Well, I'll buy these," you know. They were actually the best. The 2 with the fancier packaging, where it looks like real homemade, and really, you know, like something more healthy. They were not that great. These ones were the least expensive, the wafer ones. But, yeah. But like I said, I met a lot of my daughter's friends. was roast beef and salmon, potatoes and Thai salad, and vegetables. And just beautiful. Instead of wedding cake, they have these real fancy, you'd have to see them to believe, these beautiful fancy cupcakes with Zelda characters. Or a Zelda theme or something like that. Anyway, I can't remember quite now, but there was a dice on the table. It has something to do with Zelda. And we rolled those to see who went to eat first. But it was a beautiful day, my friends. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. And I was so nervous. I kept saying, I can't wait for this wedding to be over with. I can't wait till it's behind us. Because it was stressing me out. And the reason it was stressing me out was I wanted to be perfect. I didn't want any flaws. I wanted my daughter to have a perfect wedding. And I was nervous about that. And because it was outside, I thought anything could happen. You know, it was raining about 4 or 5 days earlier. We got a lot of rain. And because it was getting near the weekend, I thought it was actually going to be a long weekend. It was the Friday of a long weekend. I thought there could be a lot of yahoos in the neighborhood, you know, raising Cain and making noise. And the neighborhood was quiet, never heard anything, not even a motorcycle or a lawnmower. Heard some dogs barking during the ceremony. But I knew it wasn't Marcy because she was in the house. But like I said, I stressed over it. And I said to even my ex, we said we can't wait till it's over. But once it was over, it's almost like I was sorry it was over. Kind of like Christmas, you know. You anticipate it, all of a sudden, that's it. It's done. But yeah, I had a brand new, beautiful black suit, black tie, black vest, black suit, boutonniere, black pants, black shoes, black undies, black socks, and with my Ray-Ban sunglasses, I was killing it. But anyways, it was hot. It didn't take me long to take the suit jacket off and just wear the vest. So I took my boutonniere off the jacket and put on my vest and just stay like that the rest of the evening. Because boy, it was a cooker. But and I saw relatives like my ex's siblings, like my ex-in-laws, who I hadn't seen in almost 20 years. And it was like, we just seen them yesterday. They all got older, you know. Everybody had aged, of course, but they were all the same, you know, and they talked the same, sound the same, and just, it was like, you know, I'd seen them last week, you know. It was kind of funny. It was good. It was a really good day. It was absolutely fabulous. And the fact that my mom could make it, that was good too. I was happy that she was able to make it. I found the other half of the cookie. But I can't wait to see the pictures. I really want to see a picture. Then I took a few pictures. I got one of my daughter and I walking down the aisle. But I can't wait to see like the professional ones, right? And during the ceremony, my ex's little dog, there's a little Pomeranian or something, went laid behind the wedding party up by the arch and kind of photobombed, just kind of laid there looking cute. was an important day for me, my friends. It was a very important day. I was very proud. Very proud. I got a beautiful little girl and two amazing sons. And it was a beautiful day. Oh man, I got cookie crumbs here. I gotta put these cookies in the refrigerator, or maybe the freezer. The freezer might even be better. Well, I've probably done enough gloating and boasting about my daughter's wedding, but I couldn't help it. So anyways, my friends, that's my cookie review. 1, 2, 3, 4. I thank you for tuning in. I hope you look after yourselves, look after each other, and stay amazing out there in the land of awesome. You want a shout out, hit me up, okay? In the meantime, you look after yourselves, and we'll see you later, okay? Bye-bye now.